has condemned Israel for Tuesday's synchronized explosions of Hezbollah pages in Lebanon and called it an act of mass murder. At least 11 people died and almost 3,000, including the Iranian ambassador, were wounded when their communication devices exploded. The United States and the UN have called for restraint. The founder of the Taiwanese electronics company Gold Apollo says his firm had nothing to do with the manufacture of the exploded pages. Xu Qinghuan said his firm had licensed their trademark name for production of that model for a partner company in Hungary. Russian authorities have ordered a partial evacuation in the western town of Toropets after a Ukrainian drone attack caused a huge fire at a nearby ammunition depot. Footage shows smoke covering a large stretch of sky. The government of the Netherlands has told the European Commission that it wants to opt out of common policies on migration. The new Dutch Asylum and Migration Minister, who belongs to the far-right Freedom Party, said the country needed its own policy. An EU court has annulled a fine of more than $1.6 billion imposed by Brussels on Google over online searches. The Commission had fined Google for abusing its market dominance to prevent websites from using other brokers. The authorities in Mali have arrested 13 suspected militants. It follows the attack on a military training school in the country's main airport. Doctors protesting in the Indian city of Kolkata at the brutal rape and murder of their colleague last month have described the removal of the city's police chief as partial victory. Their demands include the resignation of the state's health secretary. Tokyo has said that the passage of Chinese warships between two remote Japanese islands near Taiwan is totally unacceptable. China said the maneuver on Wednesday complied with international law.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to today's morning show. Today is Wednesday, the 18th day of September, the year 2024, with the time now 10:57 exactly from here in London. And let me once again say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, and then to Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who surprised us yesterday with his presence on the show. Also, let me say good morning to Antility Mamuinachi, Kojodi, good morning. Felix, good morning to you. Anthony Adedeji, good morning. Aziz, good morning. Shamsuddin, good morning. Bishop Adeshina, massive good morning to you and you all wonderful people who visited us. I want to say visited us. Yes, on the platform yesterday. It was lovely seeing you. Olakunle, good morning to you. Yes, so today being a Wednesday, yes, the program is going to finish exactly at 12 o'clock because of the Prime Minister's question time. But hey, be rest assured of one thing. If it's making the headlines, I'm going to be touching on it. From archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. If it's making the headlines, I will touch on it. Let me say good morning to my sister-in-law, Rosita. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. And the family, the Hammonds, the Abedis, there as well. I know it's a tough time, but hey, God knows the best, right? Yes, in his time, he does whatever he wants, and he's done it. So, yes, be rest assured that our loved ones are with Almighty God. Okay, good. But let me say good morning also to Eben, all the way in South Africa, Cape Town to be specific. I hope you are doing very, very well as well. Starr Radio UK. Now, let's move on. So, by what program I'm going to bring you the coach for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. That is known as Global Trotting. And then we'll move on from there, bringing you details of the stories after that, after a musical break there. However, we're going to be bringing you lots of stories making the rounds and some music, as I did say earlier on. Exactly at 11:45, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions, and at 12 o'clock, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in a gist, that's what's going to happen today. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. So now, let's just stay on. Let's stay on. Don't you touch the dial at all. And let's kick off. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Good. Mr. Frank Davis, good morning to you and to every one of you who have tuned in this morning listening to us. So, quick on. What do I have for you when it comes to the quote for the days? The quote for the day is it: whether a situation is personal or business related, you need certain standards and values you believe in, which you can rely upon when everything around you is not going well. Some standards and values. Well. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say good morning to KB Bossman as well. KB, wherever you are, I hope you are doing very, very well. Okay. All right. So let's crack on. Now, moving on to the weather front, what have I got for you when it comes to the weather front for those of you in London and southeastern part of England? Well, this afternoon will be dry with plenty of sunshine and just a few patches of cloud. A warm day with moderate northeasterly breeze expected. Now, this evening we'll see some clear spells before low cloud moves in overnight off the North Sea. This will thicken the early hours with some mist and fog possible towards dawn. The temperatures are going to remain 24 degrees tops, and the lowest is going to be 14 degrees. UV level is going to be moderate, pollution low. Sunset 1907, and sunrise for tomorrow morning is going to be 06:41 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're moving on straight to the travels. Now, what have I got for you? Yes, as we say, keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads as we keep it navigated. Our promise, our bond. Now, the Jubilee line is experiencing minor delays between Wilson Green and Stratford due to an earlier faulty train. Good service on the rest of the line, though. That aside, all the other underground lines are running a good service. Now, London Overground, severe delays between Stratford and Richmond Clapham Junction due to a signal failure at Canonbury. Good service on all other London Overground routes. DLR and London Tramlink are running a good service. Now, taking you straight to the major roads in London. This morning, no exceptional delays there. And the London River Bus, good service there. London Cable Car, good service there. Bringing us straight to the final segment of the travel update. And that is the National Rail. Whilst you continue to keep your eyes on the roads. Now, what have I got? Now, Avanti West Coast has got minor delays. Cross Country, minor delays. East Midlands Railways, and the minor delays. Great Western Railway, special service. Greater Anglia, minor delays. Northern Rail, minor delays. Scott Rail, special service. And Southern, minor delays there as well. Well, as I would say all the time, well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Okay, let's take a quick break. We come back and I'll bring you all that you need to know when it comes to the news that is making the rounds this morning on the global stage, known as what? Global Trotting. So stay tuned. Don't you touch the dial.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show.
Okay, welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I think we've been fortunate once again. We've been graced with the presence of Mr. Olayomi Koiki this morning. So we'll be crossing over straight to him because I know that he's en route. So we'll be crossing over straight to him this morning. So just bear with me whilst I link him up this morning. And let me say good morning to you, Yomi.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie, and a very good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the world, and welcome once again to the Star Radio UK. And as we bring you the update in just about a few minutes, I will come back again to you in the studio. I say good morning, and if you're new to the platform, please do share the program and invite your friends and others to be part of these, update from Nigeria and the global trotting as we bring it right here on the Star Radio UK network, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, how are you doing? How is the family and how is everything?
Well, as usual, the family are doing very well. We're grateful, as we always say all the time. When the family are doing very well, it also keeps us to do very well as well, which is the most important thing. So all the time, when we ask about our family, we also should also ask about the family back as well in Nigeria, that are struggling in this very difficult time, especially with the current climate, even though inflation is about 2% in UK, but think about it as a 2-digit in Nigeria, which is about 31 point something.
Okay, listen to Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and it's going to be bringing you all the updates that you need to know pertaining to Nigeria. But let me just ask you one, and then you can go, and I will allow you to bring all that you have to. Now, the CBN governor has resigned, but it looks like Tinubu is saying that he never told him to resign. Why?
Well, there's a lot happening in Nigeria, and as you know, when it comes to the current situation, it looks like almost everybody is resigning on this government. Let's talk about the DSS and the NIA. That resign. It looks like they caught Tinubu unaware, because a lot of Nigerians were expecting the president to have probably let them go, but he did not do so, and it seems that both finally resigned. But like you said this morning, Tinubu is probably he's a little bit confused now, because remember that he has only returned back to Nigeria for the Borno crisis that we talked about yesterday. But like you said, it seems that this morning, as the news is filtering out, just as we were coming on air, also breaking news is, the CBN says it will continue the controversial cyber crime level. But like I said, it seems it might be a bit of confusion. But for now, what I'm getting is CBN governor has not been asked to resign. I think he must have probably done so on his own. But this is what I have right now coming from the presidency. The presidency on Tuesday says they've dismissed the viral media report claiming that President Tinubu has asked a very good friend of his, Olayomi Cardoso, to resign. Whether that is true or false, but like I said, everything goes when it comes to Nigeria.
Well, listeners, Starr Radio UK, interesting one, the interesting development. But for the DSS boss, now we have this CBN, now we have all the bosses that have they come up with any reason that maybe because people are criticizing them? We have the DSS, we know we criticize them lots of times on this platform because they seem to be a law to themselves. But do you think that or have they come up with any reason saying why most of them have resigned? What do you think?
Well, you won't get that. I think what we will probably get is the DSS saying that it is time for them to look into another area, which is why they've resigned. But like I said, I wasn't too shocked when that news came out that the DSS and the NIA have both resigned. This is something that we were expecting, prior before, Tinubu government, because we thought that when the new government comes in, the structure of the security will be changed quickly, especially in a country that is struggling with the insecurity. But it seems that, Tinubu allowed such to go on for a very long time. But it seems that as we have it now, both have resigned because they believe that maybe it is time for them to go. But after the resignation of the DSS, their information, yes, as of 2 weeks ago, if I'm right, that the Sun has cut away with about $2 million. And also there were quite a lot of jubilation right inside the DSS, building. They're probably celebrating the exit of their DG, Beachy, that have been there for a very long time, especially during the Buhari tenure.
Who was celebrating? Is this the staff?
The staff was celebrating.
Oh boy, if your staff celebrates when you resign, then
that means there's a problem.
Well, listen, Starr Radio UK. Let me say good morning to Atakofi all the way in Ashaman, Ghana, and to all the inhabitants of Ashaman and to the chief of Ashaman. Good morning to you all. I hope that you're all doing very, very well. Okay, good. Now, Yomi, bring us the rest of some of the other stories making the round, sir.
Well, let's go straight into, some of the other headlines. Like you said, the presidency is denying, that they've asked, Olayomi Cardoso to resign. Yesterday, I talked about, the business section of the country, and I think we should kickstart from there this morning as well, because we know that, the economy is not really smiling. A lot of Nigerians are struggling, at this current space of situation, in terms of the economy right now. So let's go straight into, what we have so far. And I'll be looking at the Punch newspaper. Like I said at the beginning, the central bank continue to maintain the 5% ways and means advance to government. What does that mean? The Central Bank of Nigeria has confirmed it will sustain its ways and means in advancing the federal government at the 5% limit for the fiscal year as well. So let's touch more on the other news coming as well this morning. Once again, this is the Star Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station, as we continue to give you all the news headline coming out of Nigeria. Then we can review, some of those news back with you in the studio, Mr. Archie. We talked about the electricity. A lot of Nigerians are still struggling with the energy, as the Koiki state has now approved of the electricity regulation as well. Also, the central bank appoint a new board for the Keystone Bank. Is coming as one of the headline. The Kwara chief judge visit the coronation facility and release 3 inmates. If you look at the UK, I think about a week ago, about 1,700 inmates were all released. There's a lot of concern when it comes to releasing prisoners, because a lot of people might probably think that they might do the same thing. That's the reason why they were kept in the first place. But when you have a packed coronation facility like what we have in Africa, you wonder, what more can be done. You endorse misery by voting APC. This is the presidential aspirant or candidate of the PDP, Atiku, says to Edo voters. So election is coming up in Edo State. So Atiku is saying to the, to those in Edo State that, since, Nigerians voted this APC last year, misery, has been one of their major problems. And as we go into the news itself, as the Edo State governorship election draws near, a former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, has said voting for the All Progressive Congress APC in the state will be the endorsement of misery and hardship. And I can tell you there's a lot of hardship going on in Nigeria right now. I'm going to take 2 more because I know Wednesday we're going as well to the PM and we need to come back again to in the studio. 3 marketers are going to import 141 million liters of petrol. Many Nigerians are still concerned. Many Nigerians are still worried. Since we have the Dangote refinery that is in operation, why are we still importing into the country is a question that many people will be talking about. The federal government has now allotted 11 states as Cameroon planned the Lagodo Dam release. When that dam is released, the federal government is saying 11 states might be affected. And the last one is 20 governors borrowed fresh up to 446 billion naira as the revenue continues to tumble. Once again, this is the Star Radio UK. I'll come again back to you in the studio, and if we have more time, we pick more on some of the other headline coming from the news out of Nigeria this morning.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki for you this morning in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, let's touch on the releasing of prisoners. Now, when we talk about the releasing of prisoners here, because of the congestion in those various facilities, we know even here, advanced and everything with all the technology where they can put anchor tags on people and then they'll be monitoring them. Even here, we're having problems with them. So I don't think it's something that can be done in any of the African countries. Maybe it will be South Africa that they'll be able to do that because of their development, the way their system has been developed that much. But when it comes to this part of the world, I really doubt. So I don't think that government can do anything about it, especially when these people are released and they go on to offend, and the next moment they are chucked back there. What do you think the government can do?
Well, you're quite right. And if we go back to some of those prisoners that have been released, especially with those that have committed a lot of crime in the terrorism section, we know that many Boko Haram have been released by the by the previous government and also the Tinubu's government. And I'm going to go back to some of the news when it comes to releasing of these dangerous terrorists. Some of them, we are told that they've gone through the process of being brought back to reality. But like you said, let's take a look at Alison Madueke designing when we were at the the London Magistrates Court when she was brought in. The reason why she was not allowed to go without a bail, without putting a some amount of money up to £70,000. Apart from the money, she would not also leave her residential address at exactly 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. The reason why? She's a flight risk. That means that the judge allowed her on a bail, but she would also have the ankle with her. That means that she cannot leave the home. Nigeria doesn't have that system. We are not up to date with technology. You talked about South Africa, and some of this reason is when we also have with the Borno flood, we are now looking for many prisoners, up to 212 of them have gone far away that we cannot even locate them. And the headline says more than 200 inmates escaped the Nigerian prison in the aftermath of flooding. Prisoners fled when the walls of the jail collapsed in the country was flooding in 2 decades. 200 of them could be anywhere, and the question is, they might even find themselves right here in the European country. If they have access to the Nigerian passport, they can apply for a visa. And I'll take you back to Abdullah Mutab that wanted to blow the American airline. He studied there in the UK, and we found out that on a Christmas day, I believe in 2007, he was going to blow up the American airline. So the question is, how do we find these 200 inmates? It's not the first time. Let's talk about the Abolongo prison, where Iskilu, one of the dangerous elements of the Fulani terrorists, also escaped in the prison in Ibadan, in Oyo State. Till date, the governor, Seyi Makinde, cannot tell us exactly where he is.
Wow. Listeners, let us know what you think. Do you think that maybe because of the congestion in the prisons, they need to be released or what? But again, we're looking at the economical reforms. We have Tinubu coming in, taking the fuel subsidy thing from there, and now everything seems to be that difficult for everybody across the country. Now, but the government says that it's giving in they go around giving rice and giving all those things, and we are saying that doesn't go far enough. Okay, but when with the difficulty and challenges, people want to survive. It's not that they want to; they have to survive, and therefore it brings about people now looking outside the norm to now do something else. So, I mean, what is government? Because it's not only just giving somebody rights to, but they have to pay their bills. They have to fuel their car, and they're looking at the price of fuel and everything is high. What does government expect people to do?
Well, the government expects Nigerians to buckle up, because for a very long time, the government believes that, the country has been running on a false foundation when it comes to, the economic itself. While you're talking about that, let's go into, there's a 95-page that Professor Adebanji Akintoye released that we are studying, and the week 17, which was the week that we are in, is talking about if we have a Yoruba nation, cutting on corruption will be the biggest, fight, to make sure that corruption, has to be completely eradicated. And the reason for that is, if you go back to Nigeria from 1960 to 2000, we've lost 25 trillion US dollars out of the country. These are money that should have been used for industry. I've driven, on the M25 this morning. Is a very busy road network, as you can tell, with logistics going in and out of the country. If you do not have the roads, the truck cannot come in from Europe. They cannot move from point A to B. I drive around through the rural area. We see the farmers that are doing very well. The question then is, how did we find ourselves where we are today? We can't put all the blame on the current administration, but he is also part of those reasons why many countries around the world are now questioning, whether Nigeria can be viable in terms of economic, and that's why IMF is saying, look, you got to devalue the currency. This morning, £100 will give you about 216,000 naira equivalent back home. And I was asking the question, can I invest in someone this morning with 216,000 naira? It's a big money when you look at the average salary at 30,000 naira. But I can tell you, in the next 6 months, they'll be coming back again because they will need more support. So let's talk about, again, Dele Momodu. This was in July this year. Nigeria in trouble as economic has collapsed. This is coming from Dele Momodu, the chief executive of Ovation. A chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Dele Momodu, has said Nigeria is in trouble because its economy has collapsed under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Dele Momodu said Tinubu was engaging in reckless waste by purchasing a private jet, building momentum, distributing palliative, rather than fixing the collapsed economy. The question is, what more can Tinubu do? It looks like the economy is more collapsing as the CBN is now also resigning on Tinubu. So it seems that there's what they call double wahala for the body, as the late fella Nicola Koiki said.
Wow, listen, the Starr Radio UK. But they declared a budget surplus. I think, was it last Friday or was it Monday? One of the days they did declare a budget surplus. So if the economy is not doing well, or his measures that he's taking is not going to help the country at all, they shouldn't have a budget surplus there, Yomi.
Well, what is budget surplus? You're quite right. It's not the first time. Let's look at what the router says. Last year, Nigeria plans to trim. Let's get that quickly. Nigeria plans to trim the budget deficit to 3.9% of the GDP next year, which is the year we are in right now. Nigeria Naira banknote as seen in this picture illustration from the September 10, 2018. But as at last year, November, Router says Nigeria plans to narrow its budget deficit to roughly 3.9% gross domestic product, GDP, next year, which is 2024, from about 6.1% this year. President Tinubu said on Wednesday he is projected in lower borrowing costs and higher revenue. Where is he going to get the revenue from in a country that doesn't have any sort of production? Everything that Nigerians are consuming is coming from outside the country, from China. Even the wife of the president wants to unite Nigeria, and she has now launched a fabric that we should be putting on in October 1st. Whether that is going to unite everyone, especially in the current situation where many are crying, maybe the fabric will unite us. Tinubu has embarked on Nigerian borders reform in decade, removing the fuel subsidy. But the question is the fuel subsidy truly and truly removed? That is something that many will talk about. Let's come back to this year. According to the Biz Day, Nigerian fiscal deficit drops by 29% to 2.82 trillion, naira. The question again is, except for 1995 and 1996, when the government was surplus, Nigeria has run a fiscal deficit since 1981.
So that means that maybe the president is doing something good.
Well, you'll have to ask the layman on the side road this morning whether the government is doing very well. But I can tell you that many Nigerians are complaining, as they're struggling, to get this 3 square meal. There's no job for most of the youth, and many are trying to find their way to Japa out of the country.
And now Japa has also become difficult.
Wow. Well, it's very difficult because the British government asked for £13,500. If you're going to be living in London, that is just for your accommodation. If you're going to be living outside London, you're going to need about £14,000. You're talking about almost 28 million in a country where many are struggling to even get 100,000 naira this morning.
Well, listen to Starr Radio. Now, let's talk about the refineries. Now, we know that apart from the Dangote one, there was a Ajaokuta one. Has that come live up?
Well, I'm not sure we will ever see, Ajaokuta coming up. Ajaokuta is not a refinery. Let's talk about the Port Harcourt. Last year, December, President Bola Tinubu assured Nigerians that the Port Harcourt refinery will be up and running, but maybe we should ask him whether it's still up and running. We know that we had the Lai Mohammed that was lying all over the place. The spokesman for the Tinubu has also, been allowed to go. We're talking about, the young man that was with him, he lies more than Lai Mohammed. But it seems that the only refinery that is in full operation after 64 years of the country is the Dangote refinery. And as at Monday this week, Nigerian Dangote refinery begins petrol delivery. This is what Kaduna refinery should have done. This is what Port Harcourt refinery should have done. But it seems they are dead as ghost town, but yet money is being paid out on a monthly basis to the salary of workers and the operation of a dead refinery.
Well, somebody will say that then let it just shut down, or let's sell it to some private entities and let's see what happens from there. Now, there was it sometime a few months ago, there was this national anthem, because we were talking about the president's wife trying to now have the clothing that everybody will wear, and that shows unity as Nigerians. And some of the those in the Congress were looking at it that, when we have a national anthem with the lyrics making it more patriotic, it will bring Nigerians together. Do you see anything of the sort happening there?
Well, so far, a lot of Nigerians are asking, if that is on a lighter note, that Tinubu is taking us back to the colonial era by telling us to start singing the old anthem. But maybe the wife is also thinking of something different. And yesterday, the news started filtering out. Remi Tinubu, the first lady and the wife of the president, unveils a national unity fabric. The first lady of Nigeria, Senator Remi Tinubu, has unveiled One Nigeria #unity fabric, which she described as a symbol of national unity. The fabric was designed by 25-year-old Mrs. Mofenyolu Folua Bamidele, a graduate of the University of Ibadan. Bamidele went on with about 25 million prize tag as the winner of the fabric competition that was organized by the Renew Hope initiative shared by the First Lady. In her keynote address, the unveiling of #One Nigeria Unity fabric and the announcement of the winner means that on October 1st, Nigerians are expected to start putting on this fabric that will make us all to be united and one.
Is it free?
Well, the question is, even if it's not free, I'm not sure many Nigerians will love fabric right now. Many Nigerians want jobs, they want security, they want good welfare. And like we said, everywhere is not rosy. I've been listening to the news before I joined you this morning, and I've got the paper as usual, which we read out. We're struggling here as well. The inflation is high there. A lot of things are going on as well in the UK. House rent has gone up. Energy prices has gone up as we're moving into the winter. So it's not going to be free for those that wants to buy the fabric. But it seems that the wife of the president just wants to unite us. Whether that will work, especially for those that are asking for the dissolution of Nigeria or the de-amalgamation of Nigeria, is a question that many says, why not releasing Nnamdi Kanu? Maybe that unity will start from there.
Now, the amalgamation of Nigeria, the other time I was reading how Nigeria was brought together. I think I was watching a documentary studying more about that. Now, on the ground, those of us outside, we stand outside so we can see what is going on. But those in the ground, how has the whole thing, because yesterday I was asking you how the momentum has been. Has it gone down because people are struggling? Looking at that, so let's look at the Yoruba nation, the Yoruba area, and let's look at the Igbos, and then the northern part. We heard the northerners saying that Tinubu is doing everything to sabotage the economy and stuff like that. How has it all been?
Well, a lot has gone wrong since, almost 110 years of the amalgamation. Let's take you back to a bit of history. On the 1st of January 1914, Lord Frederick Lugard, then the governor of both the Northern Nigerian Protectorate and the colony and the protectorate of the Southern Nigeria, signed a document consolidating the two, thereby creating the colony and the protectorate of Nigeria. This is about 2018 article. Down 46 years later, Nigeria also became an independent country. So it even took us 4 decades after the 1914 amalgamation. Well, we had a regional government that was working in expectation until that fell apart. And then we went into the military era. And since then, we also had the Civil War. The question is, what has literally happened and what went wrong? We know that the reason why the British amalgamated Nigeria was because the northern part of Nigeria was, a deficit. They were losing money, and they needed, the surplus coming from the Lagos colony. Also, that means that Lugard thought, in the best interest of everyone, we will join them together. But there's a clause that says that after 100 years, you can review that. The question is, have there been marginalization of the Yoruba, the Hausa, the Igbos, and the others? The question is yes. Can this have been resolved? Maybe it should have been resolved, but it looks like the politicians have left it for too long, but they are now trying to bring that unity together. You saw the unity of fabric, the unity of, national anthem, and maybe what next? We don't know what next will be on the table, but it seems that a lot has gone wrong, especially as the resources that should have been used to fulfill and give the fruitfulness for all citizens have been squandered by those that have been the leaders for the last 60 years plus.
Yes, listen, Starr Radio UK. We'll be running our conversation up pretty soon. But the amalgamation, you were talking about, how long has it been? 100 and how many years now?
110 years now.
Okay, so
and it actually expired in 2014. So it's already 10 years outside the bracket as well.
Yeah, has any of the leaders, apart from Professor Banji Akintoye and then the IPOP group who are looking at the fact that they think they are being marginalized and stuff like that, has any of the leaders of the country sat down to say, okay, let the group leaders come together of the various states come together and let's see whether, as they said, we can review it and have a review to see whether it is worthwhile continuing. Have there been any national agenda of the sort at all, or is just a spiritual group of people doing that?
Well, the question is, when Jonathan was in power, Jonathan talked about, after he left, he talked about the amalgamation and it's a British intention to keep us together. Maybe tomorrow we might find the video and lay it ready, for the program. A lot of people are now asking the question about this amalgamation and if truly Nigeria is a one country or a country of multiple nations. But as usual, the politicians are enjoying, what Nigeria is today as against those that want it to be an opt-out. A lot of people still want a restructure Nigeria, but as many say, it is too late for restructure. What we should be asking for now is a complete de-amalgamation of what was actually amalgamated. And a question that many have now also asked is, Nigeria was never created by God, and there's no reason to keep ourselves together. And also, the breakup of a country is not a war, and it not also means that there cannot be unity among us. I was looking at Yugoslavia, and I saw as many countries, Montenegro, Serbia, Kosovo, they all left Yugoslavia and they're doing very well, after so many years. Some of them left in 2008, while some left as far back as 1991, and most of them are doing very well as against 200 million country, and we are struggling to feed even the average Nigeria today. So let's go back to an article in 2014, Nigeria amalgamation ordained by God. That is Jonathan. But a lot of people say God did not ordain Nigeria. It was Lugard that did exactly what he wanted to do when he was the governor administrator of Nigeria as at the time in 1914.
Well, listeners, Starr Radio UK, there's lots of lessons to be learned. That's why it's important that you join us on this program as we bring it your way every weekday. Okay, Yomi, I don't know what people are saying on the social media, so I'll allow you to see whether you can bring any from there.
Well, the social media is where, the Nigerians, make their wishes, make their conversation heard. And it seems that, Saraki is trending. It was a former, Senate president, not too sure why. Victoria Island is trending. A lot of news is trending. I'm sure you've been talking about that, with the Lebanon and the Tel Aviv. That is also trending. The BBC is trending. We know the reason why, because of, Hugh. But let's look at, Saraki. While he's trending this morning, I'm trying to figure out why he's trending. But so far, I can't pick much. Good. I think the elsewhere president of the Senate, Senator Abubakar Saraki, is a perfect fit for the position. He has long been craving for the position. So it looks like probably it's got to do with the PDP, trying to find a new man to bring, limelight, to the PDP that has got a lot of issues. So let's just look at Nigeria as, on the social media this morning. and give you in under 1 minute what we have trending. I could see Showore how to address the Nigerian judges who entertain fake treason charges against innocent Nigeria. And maybe we should just listen for a few seconds.
And the DSS kept him for 5 months, after which he was restricted to Osun State. We have not heard or seen him ever since the COVID era. We didn't even know whether he contracted COVID and he's sick. So the federal government knew this, and that they are pursuing a secondary school student for treason. Now we told them that I'm willing to face the trial that has been around for 5 years now. They have not been able to do the trial.
Well, that is, Omoyele Showore there, challenging, is defending himself in the court, quite an interesting one. Also, there's a breaking news, federal government announces the takeoff of $550 million Obati gas project. Let's hope that is going to come up, before the Tinubu's tenure is finished. And the last one is, nothing must happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What exactly has he done? He's still in the DSS custody for almost 4 years now, yet the terrorists and criminals are working freely in Nigeria. Nothing should happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that is also coming up as well in the social media this morning. And that's all I can say, and I'll come back again to you, Mr. Archie. As I said, it is still the Starr Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, Yomi, let me say thank you very much. Sparkly Z Osha, good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining in as well. Yomi, yes, before you go.
Well, stay tuned. Archie will be taking you the rest of the program, and I'll be joining again tomorrow from a different location. But for now, I say a very good morning. And if you're watching us from Nigeria, it is still good morning as well, because we're still running the same time until we are going to be 1 hour ahead of you, God's willing. But for now, I say a very good morning to you all. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. I hope that you enjoyed it. And as many of you who had missed out on that program, that bit of the morning show, I hope that now you are all enjoying it. Okay. Now, we're going to take a quick break. We come back, and then I take you to other parts of the world. What is happening? What did the Israeli intelligence agency do to the Lebanese, the Hezbollah? What happened there? We're going to tell you more about all that in a moment. And yesterday, Ghanaians, the opposition went on a demonstration. Enough is enough. But apparently, there was a bit of scuffle in Kumasi. But the police high command is saying that, well, everything seemed to have gone on very, very well. But the NDC are giving the Electoral Commission an ultimatum, 1 week ultimatum to do a forensic check on the audit on the electoral register, the transfers and things like that. Would they listen to them at all? Or what is going to happen there? Lots more going to be coming your way. So stay tuned. Don't you go away. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting, then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say order, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Before we continue, let me bring you one social announcement and we move on from there. Dinner night. Yoruba World Media Organization presents Dinner Night. Special guest Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, and the event is taking place on the 11th, Friday the 11th of October 2024 at 7 p.m. At London, Kensington, 179 to 199 Holland Park Avenue, London. The postcode is W11 for UL, United Kingdom. So make a date if you want to be there. Yes, all doors are open to you. Just contact Mr. Olayomi, Koiki and the team, and they'll give you more light or throw more light on that. Yes, Star Radio UK. Okay. Now let's go look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. But starting from home here, UK. We'll be able to touch on a couple of stories. Now, inflation held at 2.2% in the year to August despite a jump in cost of flights. Now, the rise in airfares was offset by lower fuel prices and prices in restaurants increasing more slowly. The Office of the National Statistics said the latest figures come as the Bank of England is expected to keep interest rates unchanged at 5% when it meets on Thursday. Now, separate figures show that private rents across the UK increased by 8.4% in the year to August. The latest inflation figures means overall prices are rising at a pace slightly above the Bank of England's target of 2%. But the rate is significantly lower than at a peak of the cost of living crisis in 2022. Grant Fitzner, chief economist of the ONS, said inflation held steady in August as price falls in some areas compensated for rises in others. The main movement comes from airfares, in particular to European destinations, which showed a large monthly rise following a fall at this time last year, he added. Now, this was offset by lower prices at the pump as well as falling costs at the restaurants and hotels. Also, the prices of shop-bought alcohol fell slightly this month, but rose at the same time last year. Raw material prices also fell last month, driven by lower crude oil prices. Now, while rents rose sharply, house prices went up in line with general prices at the pace of 2.2% in the 12 months to July. Okay, so a bit of information there for you for price rises and inflation. Star Radio UK. Now, we've been talking about the Rwanda plan, and we have various leaders talking about it. The former Prime Minister said John Major has criticized the previous government's Rwanda asylum plan, branding it unconservative and un-British. The scheme aimed to deter people crossing the channel in small boats by sending some migrants who arrived in the UK illegally to the East African country. However, the plan was stalled by legal challenges and scrapped by the new Labour government, with no migrants sent to Rwanda under the scheme. In an interview, Sir John, who was Tory Prime Minister from 1990 to 1997, said he thought the plan was odious. I thought it was an unconservative, un-British, if one dare say, in a secular society, un-Christian and unconscionable, and I thought that this is really not the way to treat people, he said. Now, challenge over whether the scheme was a necessary deterrent to stop small boats crossing, Sir John said, are they seriously saying to me that somewhere in the backwoods of some North African countries, they actually know what the British Parliament has legislated for? I think not. He added, if it actually happened, it might have been a deterrent, but it would still have been odious in my view. What do you think about that? So coming away from Starr Radio UK, moving on straight to some other stories making the rounds this morning. Now, Hezbollah has blamed Israel after pager explosions killed 9 and injured thousands in Lebanon. Now, 9 people, including a child, have been killed after handheld pagers used by members of the armed group Hezbollah to communicate exploded across the Lebanon country. Health minister has said. Iran's ambassador to Lebanon was among 2,800 other people who were wounded by the simultaneous blast in Beirut and several other regions. Hezbollah, which is backed by Iran, said the pagers belong to employees of the various Hezbollah units and institutions and confirmed the deaths of 8 fighters. The group blamed Israel for what it called a criminal aggression and vowed it will get just retribution. The Israeli military declined to comment. Hours before the explosion, Israel's security cabinet said stopping Hezbollah attack on the north of the country to allow the safe return of displaced residents was an official war goal. There have been almost daily exchanges of fire across the Israeli-Lebanon border since the day after the start of the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza on the 7th of October. Hezbollah has said it is acting in support of the Iran-backed Palestinian group. In its latest statement on Wednesday, Hezbollah said it will carry on its operation in support of Gaza, adding that this was a continuous path separate from the hard price that awaits the enemy in response to its massacre on Tuesday. But both Hezbollah and Hamas are proscribed as terrorist organizations by Israel and UK and other countries. The UN spokesman said the latest development in Lebanon were extremely concerning, especially given that it is taking place within a context that is extremely volatile. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A partial evacuation has been ordered in Russia's Tver region after a massive Ukrainian drone attack sparked a fire there, the local governor said. Igor Rodenya said emergency services in the town of Toropets were trying to localize the blaze caused by falling drone wreckage. He did not say whether there were any casualties. Unverified footage has emerged purportedly showing a massive blast in the town. Video footage circulating on social media showed detonations and smoke covering a large stretch of the sky. Now, AFP and Reuters news agencies have quoted Ukrainian sources as saying an ammunition warehouse had been struck. So coming away from Starr Radio UK, 11 minutes to the end of the first part of the program. On the African front, looking at other African countries, climate change is a turbocharging Somalia problems, but there is still hope. Hope? Okay, I could see camels, pictures of camels, but I could see they are all lean. Okay. Despite facing a catastrophic combination of challenges, there is optimism in the African country, that is Somalia. Now, Al-Qaeda linked group says it was behind a Mali attack that killed some soldiers and some members of the community. Al-Qaeda linked group has said it was behind an early morning attack in the Malian capital, Bamako. Now, armed men targeted a military training school and other areas in the city, the authorities said, blaming a group of terrorists for the assault. Jihadist group Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam was while Muslim claimed responsibility, saying it had inflicted heavy human and material losses. The attack was the first of its kind in years to hit Bamako. Before Tuesday, the city had largely avoided the Islamist insurgency that has racked Mali for more than a decade. JNIM is considered to be one of the most active militant groups in the wider Sahel region, having staged numerous attacks in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. It said special operations on Tuesday struck both the training center and Bamako's military airport, leading to casualties on the military's behalf. Well, a worrying trend there, but what do you think can be done after they virtually told the what do you call them, the French, the Malians, and all the French, the Americans to leave their countries because they think that they want to now have their own new friends, that is the Russians, saying two things for them. But what do you think? Would they want to invite the Americans and the French back? And what would that mean for them? Or so come your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One other story from Gabon, we come to Ghana as well. There is less than a week left for Gabon's parliamentarians to submit their proposed amendment to the country's future constitution ahead of the 22nd September deadline. A draft version of the document was handed to Transitional President General Brice Oligui Nguema earlier this month. The handover came a year after the military ousted President Ali Bongo, whose family had ruled the country for over 50 years. The main amendment proposed by civil society groups last week included a reduction in the presidential term from 7 to 5 years. They also want the relaxation of what they say are discriminatory rules on who is eligible to stand for president. Other concerns include a provision in the draft giving the head of state the power to dissolve the National Assembly. They also want the position of vice president to be abolished and for greater clarity on the criteria required for removing a president from office. The political players have also been commenting on the draft, with presidential candidate Daniel Mingara among the first to openly say no to the project. Now, let's see what happens from there. Are they going to take arms, or are they going to, is there going to be an unrest, a protest against that? It is all going to be coming your way from Star Radio UK. All right then. Two stories that I want to touch on from Ghana as well. But let's see. Yes, maybe I'll be able to do so. The Ghana Police Service has commended the public for their support, but has revealed that during the nationwide demonstration organized by the National Democratic Congress on September 17, that's yesterday, a police officer got injured, according to a statement from the Public Affairs Directorate. The protest concluded peacefully across all 16 regional capitals, except for an isolated confrontation in Kumasi. The demonstration ended peacefully in all locations, with the exception of an isolated case that the police confirmed. The disturbance in Kumasi began when some protesters tried to enter the Electoral Commission's premises by force. In Kumasi, demonstrators attempted to push their way to the premises of the Electoral Commission and pelted the police with stones. Regrettably, one police officer was injured during the altercation and is currently receiving medical care. However, one police officer was injured during, my apologies, there's some reputation there. The Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, has reached out to him via a telephone call and wished him well, the police have noted. Well, there's other stories saying that the NDC is giving the EC a week's ultimatum. The National Democratic Congress has issued a 1-week ultimatum to the Electoral Commission to take action on their petition calling for a forensic audit of the voters' registration process. The National Communication Officer of the NDC, Sami Jamfi, announced that if the EC does not respond within this period, the party will escalate its effort with a series of protests aimed at pressuring the Commission to ensure transparency. Now, speaking yesterday, Mr. Jemfi indicated that these protests will extend to the EC's district offices across the country. We have decided to wait for just a week to see how they will respond. It is our expectation that they will do the needful, because clearly the intransigence they are displaying is not in the interest of Ghanaians, he noted. All right, so let's see. What was the turnout like? Those of you who managed to monitor the whole thing, how was the turnout like? All right, now one other story. The headline is quite interesting. He said things that God didn't say it because of you. Apostle Amoakwata descended on MPP over attacks on Owusu Bempah. Now, Apostle Francis Amoakwata, the founder of the leader of the Lord Parliament Chapel International, oh God, that's a good name, has warned the MPP over what he feared referred to as an attack on his colleague pastor, Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, the founder and leader of the Glorious Words Power Ministry International. In a quote, he said, "Now I want to warn the MPP, I want to warn you people that Owusu Bempah has become your target. It won't be a blessing for you. The man is a prophet no matter what someone who used his church to gamble for you in 2016. For you to give him the red carpet, why are you now insulting him? Why do you want to drag Owusu Bempah into the gutters? Why?" he questioned angrily. Amoakwata has criticized the MPP for the treatment of Owusu Bempah, stating that it is unfair. Speaking to his congregation on Sunday, he said that if the MPP is now dealing with a different pastor for their affairs, Owusu Bempah should be given a rest. In 2020, he stood up for you. So when things like this happen, it seems ungratefulness has set in. No matter what, Owusu Bempah is a prophet, so give him every respect he deserves. Those who are going on the radio to insult him should stop, because it won't help. I know Bawumia is not like that, because Bawumia went to his church. This man has fought earnestly in 2016. No prophet could come out, but this man stood up and said that God didn't even say things that God didn't even say to help you people. Really? So now he's saying that he said things that God didn't say to him. So from the environment or how he was feeling, he decided to say things like that. Quite an interesting one. But the question is, do priests have to get themselves involved in this kind of politics where we know underhand dealings and stuff like that goes on? If it's a clear chart like here, and where systems are in place, institutions are working, and therefore if somebody should come out to say, look, the next election Labour will win by another landslide, then somebody will say, wow, this is some serious listen. But where we know that there are underhand dealings and all those things going on, you come and tell me that, well, he said, God said, I didn't say it. Okay? All right then. So listeners, let me say thank you very much for joining us today. I'm going to be running up, but that will be after you've enjoyed this tune from the Zongo Man. And it says, the problem of Africa, oh boy, with all the resignation going on in Nigeria from the various heads of departments and institutions, well, how will Tinubu react to that? Who will be the next person he appoints as the head of the DSS, and who will be the next CBN governor? And what? Lots more. We're going to be talking about all that. But let me say thank you very much to every one of you who tuned in today. Atako Fee, Spark Lizzie, and as many of you who were there, my able producer, Mr. Francis Gai, and also my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. That's a good morning to you, and have a lovely day, and see you all tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye for now. Zongo Man.
The problem of Africa is the elite. Africa. Who run things? The problem of Africa is the elite. Africa. Who run things? Them all go to universities. Universities award them degrees. Big degrees. Big degrees. MSc
in stealing, Bachelor of Arts, mismanagement, Masters in looting, MSc in corruption, Bachelor of Science in nepotism, MSc in forgery, Bachelor of Arts in indiscipline, MSc in embezzlement. The problem of Africa is daily. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. The problem of Africa is daily. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
To London, London School of Fools.